Hello again, YouTube. Welcome to another video of South Carolina living. It's kind of a crossover between that and our garden video because I'm going to have little pieces, parts of a couple different things here. So first we wanted to kind of cover the garden a little bit. It's winter time, and as many of you know, things don't like the cold weather. We've had a couple of really cold evenings. It was down into the 30s, the low 30s, the last few nights. So what we did have to do is we covered with our little canopies that we built and plastic that we get for free from the furniture store. Covered over our little canopies of garlics all through here. We pulled out all of the tomato plants. There's a couple of Asian radishes growing in here. There's more garlic here, white onions under here. We have our asparagus that stays in here. That's an annual, and it is still growing. We have what is going to be our new strawberry bed. We had to wait for the watermelon to finish growing. Now it's done, so now I can put the other side of the box on. I already have it built. I just have to bring it over here, screw it onto the side, push all the dirt in there, and then we're going to get some more soil, mix it in here, make it nice and pretty. This is also going to be a strawberry bed, but we have radishes in here, more Asian radishes. Over there was all of the purple sweet potatoes, but we dug all out of there what we could because they all froze while we were on vacation for 3 weeks, so not good. We have over here, there was an artichoke here, still kind of one. There's an artichoke here, still there. Artichoke underneath the basket, still kind of there. These are dried up. We have to dig these out. These got really thick. I don't know if you can see how thick these stalks are, but those got really huge. So we're going to have to dig those out rather than just pull them out. These are our raspberry, blueberry bushes here. I don't know if you can see the twig here. Blueberry, raspberry, blueberry, raspberry. It's the fig tree, and it has lost all of its leaves, but as you can see, it had figgies on there, and it's got some green already growing up here. And I have to go online and see, but see, it's got figs growing. I got to see what time is the timing when I need to trim this back, because this particular one has these stalks that are going up onto the fence, which I didn't want to have happen. So I actually have to cut this whole branch off here, and if another one starts to grow, I need to try and train it to go straight up. Ugh. But you can see the stalks are really big for just being, you know, the 1 year to 1.5 years that we've had it here. This one out here is our date tree. It's got massive spikes on it. It's losing all its leaves for winter, just like all the trees around here. Did not bear any fruit this year either. We don't know what we're doing wrong. So the other tree that was planted in California around the same time frame has been bearing fruit since day one. Also, here's our grapes. These are the green grapes that I thought they were seedless grapes, and they're apparently not. And now I've got these, so I'm going to trim the snot out of this thing too. And then there's another one plant here that is a purple one that we just got at the end of the year and planted it in here, and it started to take off too. So I'm going to trim them both back and start to train them up where they're supposed to go along these wires. I'm probably going to have to get a board to go across this year, because it is starting to buckle the post. Don't know if you guys can see, the main post is actually kind of leaning in a little bit just from the weight of all the grapes we had. My wife loved the grapes. Other people love the grapes. They're the muscadines or whatever. I am not a fan. So, you know, that's to each their own. We got all that free mulch that we laid over here, and it's trying to keep all the weeds down, which is doing a really good job of it right now. Also out here, peach tree right there, fig tree, fig tree, fig tree. Those are all nice looking out there. And like I said, the rest of the garden, kind of show you real quick. This is where we had all of our peppers and squashes and stuff, and other tomatoes. We had to rip out everything because everything frosted over. And get out of the light here. This is what all of it looked like. It all just burned up like this, so we just pulled it all out. Over here we have some carrots and other stuff that we're trying to get in here going. And I don't want to walk outside here, but I'll show you. This is my pile of deer corn out here. And you know, this is the deer corn. And there's the house. And I just lay on that back deck out there and wait for Bambi's parents to come out so that we can get them too. Now, if there's anybody watching the channel that doesn't like hunting or, you know, taking down of poor Bambi and taking down little baby deers and stuff like that, I don't take down baby deers. I take down adult deers, and we use them for food. And we don't let it go to waste, because if we kill it, we have to eat it. And we have used all of it that we've gotten. We've even processed the meats, the bones. We kept those, and we boiled them up and made some venison broth, so we can have soups later. We tried to use up every bit of it since we had to kill it. This is our burn pile from all the garden debris. You can see there's some of the frosted over plants, the jalapenos that were on there frosted over. Yeah, we lost a little bit of fruit and veggies, but we're gonna wait a couple more days and see if it doesn't rain and the wind slows down, then we'll light this up and burn it down. These are our other sweet potato tubs that we were trying something different this year to grow the sweet potatoes in here. We dug up one tote to see how they were doing. We ended up with 2 small little potatoes, purple sweet potatoes. So for some reason it didn't work in here. We think maybe it got overwatered because there wasn't enough drainage. But we're going to hold off on the rest of these and see if these will come back. If not, we at least need to keep watering them and cover them so that the vines will grow through the end of this month, because the vines and the leaves happen to be a favorite of our deer. So I put them out there with the deer corn, and they love it. When we weren't here, they actually came over here to the totes and they were eating the leaves off the tops of these. But that's where we're at with the garden so far. I'm going to take you inside and show you what we're doing today. Okay, so today is canning day for the most part, and what we got canning right now is we had the leftover turkey bones, and my wife boiled them up a couple of times, and we got 4 quarts of broth, so we are canning that up in the pressure canner right now. In the oven we have more jars sterilizing. And the sterilizing is going for stuff that we purchased in bulk. We have some chocolate chips that we got in bulk. We got some other white chocolate morsels that we got in bulk, along with these chocolate chips here. We have some M&Ms that we'll try to do, and what we're doing with these are going to be vacuum sealed in jars. We also have some dark brown sugar we got on sale, so we're gonna jar up and vacuum seal some of that. And we also have some lentils, so we're gonna be jarring up those. So we got a bunch of jars cleaned up, and like I said, they're sterilizing right now. And then we're gonna try and do up as much of this stuff as we can. The chocolate chips are gonna be first, and then we'll do the brown sugar, and then if we still have jars left out of this batch, we'll do lentils, and then last we'll do the M&Ms, because these can actually be vacuum sealed in a bag rather than a jar if we don't have enough jars. So I don't want to waste the jars for something that we don't need. But we have several things that we have jarred up. All of this stuff here is stuff that we've been canning and jarring up and stockpiling, and we have more in other places too, but this is the main area that we have most of the glass canned items, our hot sauces, our soup bases, our peppers, roasted peppers. We have some carrots, salsas, jellies and jams. We have some dog treats. We got fruit, and we got a lot of stuff. And then we buy in bulk. We buy K-cups for the Keurig machine, so that we don't have to worry about running out and getting those. But yeah, and down the very bottom we have chili. Bunch of chili, and we have homemade pickles down in there as well. So we have quite a few items in there. But today, like I said, this is canning 101 for us, the pressure canning, and then the vacuum sealing canning. And then this is the next item that we're going to be doing, and I'll probably do a video on this one too. This is from the deer that we got just before we left on vacation. I got a 6-point buck and had it processed. So this is all ground venison. So we got some ground venison here. We had a butt roast ground up for some pork, and we are going to make venison burgers and venison sausage. And it's, you know, 2 different mixes and seasonings and stuff like that to make it up. And like I said, we're going to develop our own recipe for it, and we'll probably share that on a video as well. Okay, our pressure canner has stopped. It's cooled down. All the pressure is out of it. The little pop-up reliever thingy is pushed down, so we can take the weight off and check to make sure all the pressure's out. It's looking pretty good. And then we lift the top, twist it to unlock it, and turn it away from you, because you can see the steam is going to come up, and if you turn that thing towards you, that steam will come right at you, and that is going to be pretty warm. So you may want to use a little oven mitt to take that off so you don't scorch your fingers, burn your hand. And then you can see in there, oh, it looks wonderful. Then you get their handy dandy little jar, taker outer thingy gizmo. You take these out gently without wrapping them out to each other, and put them on a towel on the counter away from everything else. And you're going to let them cool down. And as they cool down, they will pop or make a popping noise, and that just lets you know that the lids have sealed. So like I said, we only did the 4, and these are all turkey ones made from the turkey broth. You can see in here it is still bubbling, boiling away in there, but probably 20 minutes, half an hour, could be, it depends on how long it takes for these to cool down. The center of these tops will actually suck down and make a little popping noise, and then you know that it's sealed. And then you can discard the water, clean up everything, and you're done for the day. Now these should sit here for about 12 hours to 24 hours, they say, to let them, you know, seal properly and to cool down. Normally they only need to be here about 12 hours, but you can leave them there longer as long as it's not in the way of anything. That's why we push them off to the side. You can also see in here, we actually put, possibly you can see in there, there's actually garlic in there. We put whole clove of garlic. We put 2 cloves of garlic in each jar. We did that with the other soup bases or broths that we made as well, and it just adds some more flavor to it in the canning process. You know, you don't have to do that, but we did it. You can also add like some rosemary or thyme or some other whole spices in there to kind of pickle them. And there you go. They're already popping. That's great. So 1 down and 3 to go. And then we've got us some turkey broth for whatever we need to use turkey broth for. We also have chicken broth and we have venison broth. So we have plenty of soup bases to use for different things. Okay, we're on the final steps of the dry food vacuum sealing, and the way that we use it is we have this food saver machine gizmo that we picked up at a little store called Ollie's out here, and it was only like 21 bucks instead of 50 bucks regular price that it is everywhere else. So if you have an Ollie's near you, go check it out. Also came with a bunch of bags and a roll of bags and stuff. Had the accessory thing attachment and the vacuum jar attachment. This is for the regular mouth. They also have one for a wide mouth, which I also do have, but all of these little pints here are all regular mouth. So it's pretty simple. After you sterilize them, you put the stuff in there, leaving a little bit of headspace. You put the lid on, and then you put the little adapter on, and you plug it in the top. You turn the gizmo on, and yeah, you hit the button and it makes a bunch of noise, and it should seal it. That's the plan. And as you see, you just wait for all the little lights to go off on the machine. And all the lights went out, so that means this is good. Now what you do is you take this off. It's hard to do one-handed, but take this off. It's really hard to do. Here we go. You can hear a little bit of pressure coming out. And you take the cap off. Also hard to do with one hand. And you can see it's depressed in there. And there you go. And then all you got to do is go over here and pick you up a ringy and put it on there. Tighten her down right on the top and date it. And like I said, we have these here. Sometimes I will actually cut out these labels and put them inside the jar. This time I didn't. I'm pretty sure I can figure out what that is in there, especially if I write it on the top. So I write it on the top, date it, and put it on the shelf. So now we just got another one of the white morsels, and then we've got 6 of the regular chocolate chip semi-sweets. We've got 5 of the lentils, and we're working on the brown sugar here, and we're going to try and see if it does the same thing. I'm wondering how much it's going to compress or decompress in there. We've never tried the sugars before, so we'll see how that acts. But yeah, it's just that simple. And then you've got this stuff. They say that once you do this vacuum canning, instead of a year, this will last several years. So we hope to use them up before then, but if not, and the zombie apocalypse comes, we'll be able to trade these for ammo or something. I don't know. But hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll talk to you later.